Progress Racing presents Show Us Your Tips midweek preview show for racing on Wednesday, the 24th of November, 2021. Daggy and Beaver with you. Look at Sandown first of all. Beaver, how's things and how'd the weekend treat you? I always ask that question. I realise I don't remember how the weekend.
You don't really care.
You don't
really care how I am.
No,
and
I always care how you are.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
very good.
Especially your mic's not working.
I believe you. What was the weekend? The weekend was
the
okay.
Hunter. No, the Gong.
Good, actually.
One of them.
The Gong. Oh, yeah, we had a good weekend. We tipped
did.
Rangers.
Yep.
I think at $7 or $8.
Yeah. I got a message from, who was it? Dane and message just to say thanks for the Cordy, actually. I got a shout out to him for being aboard the show.
Steely, I tipped to see you. Steely as my value bet of the day, which I was really happy with because my brother messaged me and said he had a tip from the yard on Saturday morning that Steely was going to be hard to beat. So I'm like, you'll be there. So I spent the day with my dad and he wasn't going to back it, but convinced him. Dynamic Impact in the last was a nice win as well.
What about the price too on Dynamic Impact?
Yeah.
Given it was the only horse in the race. Anyway.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So all in all, not a bad shout there.
Yeah.
And Counter Rupee didn't tip that, but it was outstanding.
Well, Counter Rupee, if it had been the price it was on the day, I think if you knew it was going to be $5 or $6 most of the day, we would have probably mentioned it, but it was too short. It went up too short, and end of the day, when it wins like that, maybe it wasn't. But I probably outthought myself there. Still had it in the quaddy, as I said, and throughout the rest of the day, it was pretty good actually. I can't remember the rest now. It was a long time ago, but it was good. Let's move on. Let's go to Sandown now, where it's less good. The track is good though, but there's rain coming tomorrow. The rail is in the 5 meter marker on Lakeside. So let's look for on paces, or at least on rail, most of the day. Even there's a couple of races I've looked for best horse, maybe out of necessity. But we kick off with the 1200 meter maiden over 1200 meter maiden race, I should say. Few first starters here, Beaver. You're going to start the day.
Look, not overly keen on this affair, but if I was, I'd probably go for the raced one in Indy Rose Warrior. I thought it was pretty good first up from the Bussard and Young stable. I think it can run well. Around the $5 mark, it might be the play in the first. Watch the market.
Yeah, I don't think Surcoat has to be great to win this, but I was looking at the lightly raced one, so yeah, Surcoat, Indy Rose, and even Squid Game's last jump out was quite good, but I was looking towards those more lightly raced than those at the top of the field here, with no real confidence. We'll see which way the market and the yard heads there. I've got a little more confidence though in the second, which is a 1200 meter benchmark 64. Guardian Spirit was fantastic 2 weeks back on sat 3 wide on pace at Geelong and just bolted in. Looked like a nice horse, very impressive, and I think around the even money mark's a nice enough bet. A couple of lightly raced horses that could have upside, but I'm happy to make Guardian Spirit pretty much my best of the day, Beaver.
Yeah, I think it looks very hard to beat. I just don't know if you're going to get even money for too much longer, mate.
I missed that one.
I think I think the money's going to come for this one, and I think it'll salute accordingly.
Race 3 over the mile is the Class 1, where I struggled a little bit here. I ended up putting Crackerjack Prince on top just for map. I think it might be able to. It sat outside lead last start. I think it might be able to push a bit further forward. Chased a pretty good one too in Perfect World, and just maybe Lakeside can come into play here, but not a lot of confidence. What about yourself?
Yeah, look, Designs is a horse that I did tip a couple of times when last in work in Brizzy. Disappointed a little bit. I thought the first up run was pretty good. Again, it won't have to be, it's not a high quality race this, so I'm going to stick with Designs purely off the back of that. But I thought the main danger was Sarnia. Thought it was going well enough, and the double figure odds could run a nice race.
Yeah, cool. Designs just feels a bit like a couple of other horses in those colours that just they win their maiden and then go around short every week and never seem to do a great deal. But
last chance.
Yeah, but we'll see how we go. The 1400 meter race number 4 is a benchmark 70. Again, I've gone with the map here, and I think It's a Kind of Magic can roll forward, claim on, and give these something to chase. So I was happy to take the $4 there. I think you give a couple of these, or have a start on a couple of these, and it might be hard to run down if the rail is playing that way. What about yourself here?
Yeah, mate. Look, I went the same way. I thought very similar to you. I went for it purely on the map. I don't think this is a high quality race, and maybe just getting out in front and kicking on might be good enough.
Race 5, 1300 meter class 1. A few class-based races on this card, which is a little bit different from Melbourne. But what are you doing here? We've got one that was very impressive on debut. May not have map advantage, but could be closer last time. And another shorty in the market here in Pal Dioro. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm just going to go for Wolf Skill. I
was a
liked
nice
the
win, wasn't
first start. It was a
Yeah.
nice little win. Again, there's only the two in the market look to have it between them, and so $3.50. I'm pretty happy to take that.
I'm the same. Just on spec, I think it's a better than class 1 horse, let's say. And gate 4, I think, can posse up a bit closer. It showed a nice turn of foot, and I think will give us a good sight, put it that way. The benchmark 64 over the mile is the next, where I am happy to be with the favourite. I'm a little bit close to the market all day here, but yeah, the Savabeel, What's About Him, comes over from a couple of nice wins in New Zealand. It's trialled up pretty well for this, and this is not a strong race. I think even luck here, and if the track's playing fair enough, it could be close enough and beat these. And looks like you're nodding in agreement.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I really like this horse. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. And again, I'll be keen to see what price it starts. A bit worried that it might be a little bit shorter than what it is now.
Yeah, maybe. Race 7 is the benchmark 70 over the 1400. What are you doing in this wider, biggest field of the day, I think, and a wider market?
Yeah, it is a wider market, which is good. I've settled on Vukotic. Is that how you say it? Vukotic?
Vukotic, let's
From
go
the
with Vukotic.
Cummings.
Vukotic.
Vukotic.
We'll go Vukotic.
Oliver's on board. Cummings trained around the $5.50 mark. I thought, yeah, look, gets back in the field, but it was only less than 2 lengths behind Too Much Caviar last start, which is flying at the moment. So that wasn't a bad resumption. And then when last in work, again, showed a bit of ability. It won at Newcastle on a heavy of the 1500. When it was well found in the market, then it had a 7th and then got put out and come back. I think that was okay. I think it would be a lot more improved by the first up run at Rare Week. The extra 100 metres and taking it down to Sandown is a good pointer for me. So I'm going to go Vukotic and maybe something like value, Casio as a sneaky outside chance.
I went looking for a bit of value here in the Jumback, back to a track it's won and a run and won quite well at under Josh Richards here, and I think gives you a nice each way bet. We'll bounce onto the lead, might have Casio for company riding shotgun with it, but we'll give you a sight and something to chase down, I think, if Lakeside's playing like it does. Was sort of against Tanker, and I don't disagree with what you said about Vukotic. I think it can run well, but at the $8 mark, the jump back on top for me. We wrap up the day, benchmark 64 with a 1200. What are you doing to take us home?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Got the Style from the McAvoy stable. It's only had the 2 starts, so lightly raced. I think it relished the firmer going last start at Ballarat, and it won fairly comfortably in that maiden race. I think it'll be further improved as well. Although up in grade, it's drawn well. It's got Luke Curry aboard, and I think around the $5.56 mark, I think that's not a bad bet.
Yeah, 2 hopes. You've mentioned one of them. It has the style for this track too. I think it'll bounce forward and give you a sight. And with the market, the other chance, I think, is Kentucky Casanova. The nice debut win. And the Crestani race has had, I think, 4 or 5 horses come out and win from that race. Freshened up, had a spell back for this, and will run well here. The 2 I'll come home with on not a bad betting day at Lakeside. It's been good to us in the past. Hopefully it can be again. For progretracing.com.au, your best in value there.
Yeah, my best comes up in race 6, number 4, Wits About Him. And my value bet comes up in the last, race 8, number 13, Got the Style.
I'll make Guardian Spirit my best in the second, but I do agree with Wits About Him. If they are short, maybe an all-up play there for the day. And I'll make my value. What have I said here? The Jumback will be my value in the second last. We'll have a quick look through Gosford because I think there's rain coming. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure half this card will disappear by the time it runs tomorrow. So we will just have a quick look through here. Do you have anything you want to point out throughout the day? We start off with a maiden where the horse I really liked here won today at Newcastle. Actually, they ran the Quinella at Newcastle, I think, today. But I was pretty keen on Spellcatcher, which is good for everyone to know after the fact. But do you like anything here?
Nah, look, the favourite's short and probably should win.
We might just whip through any other bets, really, because I don't want to spend too much time on a card. Like I said, I'm not even sure we'll even run.
No, I didn't like the second at all, mate. The third was another tricky affair. Wasn't overly keen. I thought the fourth, Proud Mia, was what I was going for in the fourth, number 1. The fifth race, wasn't overly keen on anything there. If I was having a bet, maybe the 5 Twitch could be hard to beat. And then in the last, I think the best bet of the day comes up in the last, number 9, Almighty Rising.
Yeah, same. I was with Almighty Rising. And the ones through the middle you've mentioned, I don't have a lot to add, to be honest with you. 2 hopes in, let's just end on that. Almighty Rising will be my best as well at Gosford. Up north, you got anything up there? I think it's not a bad day from what I had a quick look at.
I only had 2 up north. They're both in the last and second last. So in race 7, the second last, number 5, Never Paid, around the $4 mark. I think it'll be hard to beat. And then in the last race, race 8, number 4, Mix, about 350. It's drawn off the track, which is a bit of a worry. But that's probably just giving us a little bit better price. So hopefully can get a bit of luck.
I think the $1.60 in race 2 around Go Wanji is easy to take at the moment. It's a much better horse than Class 4. It might be one you can link up with a couple of the shorties we mentioned at Sandown, actually. But I like your last 2 as well. So quick look at the Eastern Seaboard racing for progretracing.com.au. Don't forget to check them out for their free tips and extensive guides. And we'll be back later this week to look towards Zipping Classic Day. I believe it is at Caulfield. And we're back to Rose Hill. So back to some metro tracks for some metro racing, which is what we do every Friday, every Thursday or Friday, with our Saturday previews, as well as try and fit in a midweek card here and there. As we head through summer, we might do a few more Friday nights, I think, rather than some of these Gosford midweeks. I think we'll talk about that off air. I think the last show we did where we just whipped through was we had some good results and was pretty well received. So maybe a few more quick fire Fridays are in order than some of these Gosford cards, but that's for down the road. Good punting tomorrow, punters. Anything else for us, Beaver?
Nothing yet. That's it, mate. So I look forward to chatting later in the week.
Good stuff. Good luck, punters. Check out Progress Racing, and we'll talk to everyone very shortly.